And I feel obliged to begin by mentioning to those who've travelled to Manchester, it's not always sunny. It seems to me, if there is a shared mission in this room, it is that we all want better schools for everyone, and we all want better life chances for everyone. I spent a good portion of Tuesday morning with all of the heads in Bolton discussing just that in our local Bolton Learning Partnership. We were inventing for ourselves mission statements for the next 100 years, values that would be enduring. And one of those values was exactly those two things: better life chances for all. And there will be no disagreement in the room about that. Where we part company, and we part company radically, and it's important that we are here this evening to take part in the discourse, is that I simply do not agree with your solution to the problem, nor indeed that what you focus on is the problem at all. The debate is heading down an irrelevant sidetrack, premised on the notions that something is better in Finland, and I would commend to Jess that urgently on her website we need facts, we need figures, we need history, we need truth about what exactly is happening in Finland. Because I hear a lot about it, but I don't read a lot of fact about it. This is a country with a population about twice the size of Greater Manchester. Just how does that work? And the other premise of focusing on what the problem is that 20 Prime Ministers come from Eton. The vast majority of them, before most of the people in this room, would have had a vote in our education system times long ago. In fact, the improvement in state education, the balance in education, is evidenced by the increasing balance of where Prime Ministers come from. And anyway, is it not for the political parties to sort that out rather than the schools? Impose a quota, deal with it, but it is not to do with independent education. So if that isn't the right way forward, what is the right way forward? Here's what it is. It's to embrace the state sector, to hold us to account for the memorandum of understanding that we have signed with the current government and doubtless will with future governments. That memorandum of understanding is about partnership, is about being part of the solution, not part of the problem. On a national scale, independent schools have driven issues in mental health because we are placed to do so for all. We have driven exam reform because we are placed to do so for all. There are other examples supporting the strategically and vulnerable subject for all in our local areas. The public benefit of the independent sector is of course the benefit to the individuals in the school, but there is a public benefit to all through our actions on a national stage and locally, and also in the leverage created from the engagement of our pupils in society in the future. I find from my background, Blaydon Comprehensive School, one of 3 to go to Oxford in 10 years, coming into education, reluctantly to the independent sector, I want to teach physics, I did not wish to teach science. Embracing the independent sector through understanding the power of bursaries in socially transformative educational experiences. That is why I am focused on what I do. That is why I agree on the intents of this group, but cannot agree with the solution. The solution is to work with, improve partnership with the independent sector, and make sure that together we improve the situation for all. Because the alternative is years of unproductive system change to no purpose for the pupils in our schools now. Have they got those 5 or 6 years it will take? You may argue the future is a long time, but children are going through school now. They are your children, they are my children, and they deserve that chance as well. System change takes time. Radical system change is awkward, and by the way, it might not succeed, because what I'm talking about is real purpose in our education system now. Partnerships my school are engaged in are making a difference now and will continue to do so. The theoretical changes proposed are exactly that. They may make a difference, they might not, but can you really gamble children's future on that basis? Hold us to account for that memorandum of understanding. Bolton School Sue has told you about. It's important we are here to hold that mirror. I do wish Robert had rung us, because if he had, he would have heard about a school where 12% of people are effectively free school meal statistics. He'd have compared that to the 7.5 or so in the top 500 comprehensives, the 2.5% in grammar schools, and who had given him food for thought about whether a school with a well-ordered, purposeful bursary programme, a diverse community, we are by far the most diverse school in Bolton. And I finish with this thought that I put to all 3 of our local MPs and all of our local councillors. Do we really, really believe that the removal of Bolton School in its current form is good for the children of Bolton? Not one of those head teachers on Tuesday morning leapt to the conclusion that the way forward to improve the situation of their pupils was for us not to be in that room or not in existence. I've found no one who can honestly at a local level argue that that is a good. It simply isn't. If I was focused on improving state education, and I am, it seems to me if you wish to improve state education, that is what you should do. Campaign for increased funding for schools. That would do the trick. Have better pay for teachers. Remove those curriculum constraints. Deal with the inspection regime. There is a problem. Deal with the problem and do not use your energies, I implore you, in tackling what is simply not the problem. The world will not be better if I don't exist.